Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Then in our previous class, what we discussed? Which topic we are discussing?
Scientific.
Previous class.
Ma'am, how do you scientific devices?
Cut the video.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Hello. Good afternoon, students. This is me, Sneha Sharangan. Today we are going to science class, and I hope everyone is fine. Let's start our class. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. In previous class, which topic?
Water and river.
Yes, water. Water, we already know that water is the important, or water is the basic need in our daily life. Then hey, have you ever wondered where the rain comes from? Where the rain comes from, or how the clouds are forming?
By water vapors. Vapor vapors go to air and make clouds, then it rains.
Yes, well, this is what the water cycle is all about. So today's our topic is water cycle. Today's our topic is water cycle. When the sun heats up the rivers and oceans, then water becomes water vapor. And you already know that here class is going on.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, students. This is me, Sneha Sharangan. Today we are going to science class, and I hope everyone is fine. So let's start our class.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In previous class, which topic?
Water.
Okay, water. But do you already we know that water is the basic need in our daily life, and we can use water for
Drinking,
drinking, bathing, cooking, washing, etc. Then hey, have you ever wondered where the rain comes from, or how the clouds form?
Ma'am, by sun heat the water and it becomes water vapor, then make clouds and pour it.
Yes, well, this is what the water cycle is all about. So today's our topic is water cycle. When the sun heats up, the rivers and the oceans water becomes water vapor and rises up in the air. This process is called evaporation. So water changes into water vapor. That process is called evaporation. It is the first step of the water cycle. So water cycle का first step
Evaporation.
Evaporation spelling RATION. Then you too can see that water vapor at your home. Water vapor at your home?
Yes.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No. Just tell
Yes, ma'am.
how.
सब्जी बनाते हैं तो ऊपर रखते हैं ना,
हाँ.
तो छोड़ने तो पूरे पानी हो जाता है ऊपर. हाँ.
So just tell your mother to water gets heated. Just tell your today you have to you went into home now. Then that time tell to your mother, ma'am, please heat some water, and as the water gets heated, you will be able to see that water vapor rising up in the sky. That is क्या है? Evaporation. So our first step, water cycle का first step evaporation.
Can we write it?
Write down.
All students for the
That is water vapor already where reached? Water vapor reached?
air.
Reached in the atmosphere. When the water vapor reaches up in the sky, it turns into tiny droplets. Droplets क्या है?
Ma'am, a drop of water.
Yes, it is a tiny or small drop of a liquid. Small drop of a liquid, that is droplets.
Ma'am, can I write?
Yes, right now. When the water
All students
vapor
for the
reaches,
writing.
when the water vapor reaches up in the sky, it turns tiny droplets of water. These droplets, along with the various gases, dust particles, come together and to form clouds. How they form clouds? How they form clouds? Through evaporation.
Right.
Tell.
Right answer.
That process already told. What is the process of evaporation?
Man, the sun heats rivers,
When
oceans.
sun heats, the water from the river, water from the ocean, oceans, that water changes into water vapor that rises up in the sky. That is called evaporation. When that water vapor reaches in the sky, it turns into tiny droplets, and these droplets, along with the various gases, dust particles, together to form cloud. Together to form clouds. This is known as condensation. This is known as condensation. So our second step is condensation.
Condensation.
Condensation. क्या है condensation? Condensation.
The process by which make up the clouds.
Condensation means that water droplets along with the water droplets, various gases and dust particles together to form a cloud. That process is called a condensation. So our water cycle ka first step is evaporation. Then second step is condensation. Then condensation. Then let's now holding lid. Lid क्या है? Lid क्या है? Lid. When we are cooking, then that time we have to cover the.
मैम ढक्कन
क्या? ढक्कन. Okay. Okay. Now hold the lid over a vessel. Over a vessel, you have to hold a cold lid in which you heat it. After sometimes when you open the lid, then sometimes you will be able to see that water droplets on the lid. Lid का नीचे क्या है? Water droplets. That's exactly what condensation is. Understood? Now what condensation is? Condensation means, for example, when you hold a cold lid over a vessel in which you heated something. When you open the lid after some times, then that time you will be able to see water droplets on the lid. Actually, that exactly we can say that what condensation is. Then next, condensation process is over. First evaporation process first, then second process is condensation, then third, when the cloud becomes too heavy. How the cloud becomes too heavy? Yes. Then when the cloud becomes too heavy and it cannot hold anymore water inside, so it bursts open and give out rain, hail or snow. This is known as precipitation. Precipitation. Understood? So, first process, water cycle, the first step of the water cycle is evaporation. Evaporation means water changes into water vapor and it rises up in the sky. Then second stage is condensation. That water droplets, when that water vapor reaches up in the sky, then that that time water droplets along with the dust particles and various gases together to form a cloud. That is known as condensation. After condensation, then when the cloud becomes too heavy and it cannot hold any more time water inside, then that time it burst open. Then that time like snow or rain or hail, this is known as precipitation. So third step is precipitation. As it rains, water gets collected. Where water gets collected? Water
Underground.
Yes, very good. And only in underground?
No, ma'am, in the surface of ground. Surface.
Lakes, very good. Lakes.
Ocean.
Yes. Lake.
Oceans.
Oceans. Sea. Ponds. Then underground. And it even seeps through the soil, becomes groundwater. So after that, then the rain comes. That means as it rains, when gets collected in lake, collected in river, collected in oceans, collected in sea, collected in ponds, and it even seeps through the soil and becomes underground water. Then this water cycle is a continuous process. Continuous process of evaporation, continuous process of condensation, continuous process of precipitation. Then, did you know that even plants sweat? Did you know? Even plants sweat.
Yes, ma'am.
What is sweat? SWET. Sweat. That is called a transpiration. Then that plant sweat process is called a क्या है? Transpiration. Transpiration spelling? RATION. That's why it rains more places with more trees like hill stations and forest. Sometimes snow directly turns into water vapor without melting water. Snow directly turns into water vapor. That is called sublimation. Can you see? Sublimation. This happens only not in cold countries.
Like South Africa, North Russia.
Then
all students for the writing.
then air or in the atmosphere, and it turns into a droplets of water, droplets of water and together to form clouds with gases, various gases, and dust. Then that process is called condensation. So second step is condensation. Then third step, when the cloud becomes too heavy,
When cloud becomes too heavy, then it can rain.
it cannot hold anymore. Then that time it bursts open. It give out.
And then the rainwater collected in lake, river, ocean, sea, found underground.
Then it will fall down like a rain. That process is called precipitation. That process is called
Precipitation.
precipitation. Then after this process, then that trees also collected. Already we know that trees roots also collected water from the soil. Then transpiration. Last step.
Substance.
Last step.
Sensation.
Sublimation. Last step. Any doubt? Anyone have doubt?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. Then who will going to explain this topic?
Ma'am,
Who will explain?
I can.
15 minutes हो गए.
Who will explain? Okay, tell. Suryansh, stand up. Tell what is water
The
cycle?
first process of motorcycle is evaporation. When sun hits river or ocean, that becomes water vapor. Water vapor is process is called evaporation.
Very good.
Then conduction,
Condensation.
condensation,
Condensation.
Ma'am,
Water reaches
in
the
air or atmosphere, that water vapor becomes droplets. Droplets mean small drop of precipitation. Precipitation is the process when the cloud is have heavy to touch, then it opens and get rain. That rainwater is collected in lake, river, ocean, sea, pond, and underground.
Very
Then
good.
transpiration.
Transpiration क्या है? That plants
When
sweat.
plants sweat, the process is called transpiration.
Then next transpiration and next
Transpiration.
what is sublimation? Snow directly, sometimes snow directly turns into water vapor without melting. That process is called sublimation. Very good. Sit down. So this water cycle is a continuous glucose process here. Any doubt? I hope everyone understood today's class. So this is me zooming out. So we'll meet on next class. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.